Good morning, everybody. This is Jackie from the Oracle Times, and this is the Capricorn October 2020 forecast reading. I'm going to repeat, as I always do, that I'm going to sit on the other side because I've shifted my camera around this time. So let's sit, sorry, let's sit this side, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to repeat, as I always do, that I record from the bushveld in South Africa, so it's a beautiful, lovely winter's day. Yeah, sun is shining, lovely weather. But our internet can be very dodgy, unfortunately, simply because we're far away from everything. So if I disappear for a second or two, bear with me. I'm always come back again. Had a fairly good run of late again, so let's hope I don't disappear. If you'd like a personal or private reading from me, and I do a truly amazing soulmate reading, please contact me via my website. I will put that link in the description box below in a moment. Right, so Capricorn. Let's see what your oracle cards say. Then we'll pull some tarot cards, and of course we're going to do relationships. So, first up for Capricorn, October 2020 Observer. This card is coming up a lot at the moment, okay? So, it is all about being willing to be receptive to what comes in, being willing to watch what comes in, to be observant of what is happening around you. There will be signs, there will be symbols, there will be signals for you. They will be all around you. People will say things, people will do things, you will notice things. All of it will guide you if you are observant. If you are paying attention, there are going to be signs and symbols all along the way. It also normally means that October is probably more of a month of observing than taking great action. Doesn't mean there won't be any action. It just means that you won't have to do a lot of things. You'll be spending more time observing, right, so maybe I should do that, and this is happening, and that person's doing that, so maybe I should do that. It'll be that kind of month for you. Not a great lot of action needing to be taken, in other words. Right, next card up for you guys is Breathe. Also coming up for everybody at the moment. If things get stressful, if you feel stressed out, if you feel challenged, take the opportunity to take some really deep breaths, okay? I say it often, I say it all the time, I say it to myself all the time too. It really helps to just kind of get a bit of clarity, to get back on an even keel, and perhaps to see your way through challenges and situations. So you will be given, you'll be nudged, you'll hear my voice in your head saying, breathe, breathe. Whenever you feel like you maybe don't know what to do now, or you don't quite like what's going on, or what shall I do next, take some deep breaths and you will be helped along as to what must happen next or how to navigate your way through a situation. Right, let's see what the next card is for you guys, the here and now. So it's very, very much a month, October, of being present, focused and present. It's a month of watching, waiting, seeing what's happening. It's a month of taking a breather. The breath can also mean that. Take a breather, not so much action. Take some time just to be present in your life at the moment and seeing what's happening. It can almost be a little bit of a respite for you, a breather as such, especially if life has been very hectic of late. Regeneration. I had a feeling something was coming up. This card is coming up a lot at the moment. It's that breather you get before something takes off again. It's like just before spring and the ground is quiet and the weather's quiet and you know spring is coming. You know something is going to grow. You know something's going to sprout. But it's really quiet just then. There's just not that much action going on. So October is definitely leading up to this card. Something is getting ready to regenerate in your life. Something is getting ready to sprout, rebirth, with far more energy and enthusiasm than it did before, okay? This is something that was around before and then it got kind of sort of shelved, is always the word I use with this card. It got put aside, you couldn't continue with it, you couldn't finish it, you didn't have the opportunity, life didn't allow. Here it comes again, and this time around, it has the potential to blossom and bloom into something truly amazing. But October is the month where there's that kind of quiet lull before, because you know what? The growth is busy happening. You're just not seeing it with your eyes at the moment. But below the surface, it's busy doing something. Something is brewing. Something is growing. Something is going to burst forth. Probably, I'd say, you see the first signs of it late October. By November, you're going to see the sprout coming out the ground, okay, metaphorically speaking, of whatever it may be for you. But that is very nice. So it's kind of just that little lull before it pushes through and starts growing and starts blossoming and starts flourishing in some area of your life. Be flexible. This is also coming up quite a lot at the moment in the combination with that regeneration card. So you're going to have to adapt to sort of things that happen along with this regeneration, whatever area of your life it happens in. You're going to have to don't make definite plans and have definite ideas of how this is going to pan out, because it's going to take its own route. And if you're flexible and you bend and you go with it and you watch and you observe and you breathe when you might feel like you don't know what's going to happen next, it will blossom beautifully, okay? But there's obviously going to have to be a degree of flexibility, and you're going to feel that flexibility. You're going to want to be flexible. It's going to be coming through for you. You're going to feel inclined to say, let me see how this is going to pan out. So if we look at it, if we recap that, so October, you're probably going to feel a little bit like you need to a breather, and you're going to relax a bit, and you're going to kind of be watching what's happening around you and seeing what's happening, and you're kind of going to be in the moment. You're not going to make any sort of like long-term plans. You're just going to feel like watching and waiting and seeing, and then you're going to feel like possibly even from the beginning of October already, you're going to be aware of something's coming, something's growing, something's about to manifest. And then as it starts shooting, you're going to be adaptable. You're going to be flexible. You're going to watch how it goes. You're going to duck and dive or run with it or swim with it, whatever the case may be. Interesting month for you. And whatever it is that regenerates, it's going to be lovely. It's going to be wonderful, and it's going to be better than you anticipated. And it's definitely something related to something that happened in the past, related to something you thought of doing, you started doing, you attempted doing, something like that, because it is regenerated. It can even be your enthusiasm for something. It can even be a project that you did or had that the enthusiasm kind of just flattened out at some stage, and it can really come back in a big way by the end of October. So tarot cards, first one coming up for you is perception. Okay, so what October will do, it will test your perception of things. So you're going to have situations and people unfolding that are going to have you thinking, wow, that's how I think about it. That's my view of it. That's my perception of it. Maybe it's not really like that. Maybe it's something different. Maybe if I look at it from another way, you got the observer card as well. If I look at it from a different direction, or if it's presented to me differently and I actually notice that, it's going to change how I feel about it. And how you feel about things changes the manifestation. So you're definitely going to have people and situations unfolding in October that will have you shifting how you feel about things, how you see things. Okay? The next card comes up is the Nine of Air. And this is very much about getting one's ducks in a row. Okay? This is about thought patterns, strategic thought patterns that get sort of, look how very structured this card is, and look how by the book this guy looks. I mean, he does science and maths, okay? It's that kind of feeling. So you're going to get into that kind of mode a bit in October as well. Even though you're going to breathe and you're going to relax and you're going to be flexible, you're going to be structured and ordered as well. That's a brilliant combination. That's like the perfect combination. So you're not going to be airy-fairy, what Capricorn ever is. You guys are so practical. I envy it, actually. So it's going to be a case of you going to really have your ducks in a row by the end of October. You're going to change the way you feel about things. That seems to be really coming through with this perception card. And once that enthusiasm starts up again, and once you get stuck in again, you're going to have this neat, structured, ordered, typical Capricorn, brilliant way of doing things. And I think that's what makes you feel safe and secure as well, definitely. Right, so now let's have a look. And I'm leaving all my cards lying around here, which I don't normally do. Okay, now we're going to have a look at your relationship reading and see what's coming up there for you guys. So I'm reading for those of you in relationships as well as those of you that are looking for relationships, okay? So October for Capricorn 2020. First card up, engagement, higher level of commitment. So your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And my cards match my shirt very nicely today, don't they? Okay, so those of you in committed relationships, established relationships, you're going to really deepen that bond. Maybe you get engaged. There could be some Capricorns that come back by the end of October and say, guess what? I'm engaged, okay? There's potential for that here, great potential for that. For those of you that are looking for relationships, there's potential for meeting someone that's a keeper, okay? Someone that you would want to stick around, someone that you want to be in your life for a long time. There's definitely that kind of energy and therefore that kind of person that is in your sort of sphere in the month of October. Unrequited love, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So what you could find is that maybe within an existing relationship, given the circumstances of late, that your relationship was tested, and that chemistry between the two of you, and chemistry can also be that instant relating between the two of you, that instant understanding of each other, that kind of connection could have flagged of late. But in the month of October, there's definitely the potential for that to be reestablished in a stronger way. Those of you that have been looking for relationships, you've possibly gone through a few of these. It didn't do, it didn't quite make the mark, it wasn't quite what I wanted, okay? You may have been going through a phase of having those kind of people come into your life. But it's about to change because the engagement card says there's someone now drifting into your experience that has keeper written on them, okay? And it will start up with a heart-to-heart conversation. Let me put it on this side. So those of you that are, and there's something stuck in my throat. So conversation is the opener here. So you may find, those of you looking for relationships, let's say, that there has been a spate of not such great care. But now you're going to bump into someone that has long-term potential. You get into a real good conversation with them. And this is how you discover they could be a keeper. There may not be instant chemistry with that person. But as you get to know them better, you think, wow, this is actually really the kind of person I want in my life. Maybe the chemistry in the beginning is missing, but it doesn't mean that that person is not a keeper. Okay, that could be the situation for some of you. Those of you in established relationships, it can very much be a case of that connection between the two of you has taken a bit of a knock or a back seat due to circumstances. And October, you get to sit down and really speak to each other again or communicate again. Communication is not always just words. It's like just having that space where the two of you connect all the time for a good space of time. And that really reestablishes that connection between the two of you again. Right, guys, I do hope that you enjoyed that reading. I will just repeat again, if you'd like personal, private, or an amazing soulmate reading, please contact me via my website. Link will be in the description box below in a moment. Thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, subscribing. I truly appreciate it. Sending you hugs and blessings for the month of October, and we'll speak again soon.